but I just don't see it happening when Jerry needed other position. He needed other, could have got a pass rusher, needed that, wouldn't pay. Wide receiver, I just don't see Jerry giving up draft compensation and paying a guy somewhere between $25 and $30 million. I don't see Jerry doing that.
If he did do it, would it scare you as a Cowboy hater?
No, but my thing is, Skip, are you going to use Deebo? Now, why you fell in love with Deebo? Because he's multifaceted. He can do a lot of different things. You can line him up at tailback. You can jet sweep him. You can jailbreak screen him. Are you going to use him like that now, Skip? That's the problem teams have running the free agency. Mm-hmm. You fall in love with a guy at one location, but you don't use him like he was used in that location, and then teams like with them, the fans like, well, he a bust. No, he's not a bust. You just don't know how to use him. Do you believe Kellen Moore is as creative as Kyle Shanahan to find ways to use Deebo to get the most out of what Deebo is?
I do. I do believe that.
Well, it would be a great trade then.
It would be a great trade. And the one reason I believe it has a chance is that Jerry Jones sat up on high, up on his throne in Jerry World during a home playoff game with 5:50 left in the third quarter. The game was still a game. It was still competitive. And somebody broke free, if we could please see what happened, on a 26-yard run. Not a catch and run, a 26-yard run. This man is Deebo, and Deebo is gone. And Jerry sat right there and saw that happen right before his very eyes. And sometimes Jerry gets stars in his eyes when people do that to him. So I think Jerry would be enamored of Deebo.
Yes.
And his multifaceted ability to hurt defenses. And I believe he would be more prone, because of that play you just saw, to pay a steeper price for Deebo, because he went and got Amari. You got to give him that.
He did.
And he spent a first-round pick to get Amari, and then he paid Amari, overpaid him, $20 million a year to keep him allegedly from going to Washington.
But let me tell you how Jerry's thinking now. Jerry said, I needed Amari Cooper to help develop my young quarterback. Dak Prescott now is a veteran quarterback. I need Dak Prescott to develop these receivers. So he's looking at it, the flip side of what you look at it when he got Amari. Mm-hmm. Amari was a proven commodity. He helped develop Dak. Now, as a proven commodity, you believe Dak is a proven commodity. Jerry says, okay, we just took this kid out of South Alabama. Dak, you need to elevate him. You need to make him special. Like these other great quarterbacks, like we see Brady and Rodgers and Mahomes and all these young quarterbacks, Skip, how they take receivers. And they're like, okay, they make them household names. It's your turn, Dak. I ain't going to get nobody. You got CeeDee. We took CeeDee, and we take this kid in I think it's second round from South Alabama, right?
Third, I think.
Third round, okay.
Jalen Tolbert.
Okay. Yeah. Make it work, Dak. Make it work.
Michael Gallup, PUP, probably 8 games, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The great Drew Pearson, finally in the Hall of Fame, said the other day in Dallas that the receiver who's going to be missed most is Cedric Wilson, because he did so much out of the slot. He made so many big catches at big moments, and he did.
Yeah.
He will be missed.
And he's your punt returner.
And I don't think young Jalen Tolbert, even though he said he's going to help change the culture in Dallas, I don't think he can step in and fill Cedric Wilson's shoes immediately.
Right.
The great Tony Romo said on, I believe it was CBS Radio, I think it was just yesterday, that he sees Dallas without as many weapons this year, reverting back to their offensive form of 2016. And I'm thinking, Tony, you mean go back to run the ball down people's throats with whom?
Yeah.
With
Skip.
Zeke?
But Tyron Smith was 6 years younger. Zach Martin was 6 years younger. You don't have a center that's comparable to Travis Frederick. How? When? With who?
I don't know.
And Zeke is 6 years older, and with 2,000 more touches on his body.
Okay. So could Deebo help also the run game as well as the passing game? Now, I don't know Deebo, and it seemed like he was sort of bucking the system.
Yeah, he didn't want to be like a running back.
Love that, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I don't know. Is that an issue going forward? Is he going to, if he did land in Dallas, would he then quickly tell Dallas, you cannot put me at running back? I don't want to be
man, look here, man. I'm paying you the kind of money I'm going to be paying you. I'm going to use you however I want to. Jailbreak screen, smoke screen, draws, whatever.
because that's what he does.
Right.
And some people criticize him because his route tree is small, but he doesn't really need a route tree. They just try to get him the football.
Yeah, try to put the ball in his hands as quick as
just get it to him and let him do what he does.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so we don't need any complex route running, right?
Right.
Okay, so to me, he would be the next logical candidate to revamp your nuclear-type weapons. I think we're going to talk about him in just a few minutes here, but I think CD will emerge as a top 10 receiver this year, and the clear number one. He was already the number one receiver last year.
That ain't saying
And
much.
I didn't have a problem with getting rid of Amari, even though they just gave him away, because on the road, he came up smaller and smaller. I just couldn't trust him to ever be there on the road.
Yeah, but
he was great.
Your guy came.
Number one on the team, number one on the team, except for
You know what? You and Jerry had it out for Amari ever since he wouldn't get vaccinated, and he missed those 2 games.
I go way back. I go to 2019.
He saved Dak.
Really?
Do you know he saved Dak legacy?
Not in 2019 when Dak bet on himself against Jerry. All of a sudden, we go to New York and Amari plays like 2 plays and he's gone.
Do you remember what?
And then, do you remember what happened at New England? He goes over, no Moss. I can't take Stephon. He's better than I am. Just give me a coat and let me stand on the sideline.
Do you remember what Dak?
Do you remember what happened at Philadelphia? He got
I do.
benched.
I do.
Benched.
But I also remember. Do you remember what Dak was before Amari got there?
I do.
Okay.
He helped make Dak. He made Dak
Saved
like
him.
$75 million.
Saved him.
Year. Okay.
Now, that's how you save somebody.
Okay. CD could do the same. We need a booster rocket because we lost Amari, and I think we were already losing him as far as commitment goes on the road. So you need to go. This is a Jerry-style plunge. He's done it before. He plunged to go get Charles Haley. I know it was many moons ago.
Yeah.
Okay? But he did, and all of a sudden it vaulted them right over the top into 3 Super Bowls in 4
Well, I
years.
think the thing is, Skip, it's kind of scared him away because he plunged. He went and got Joey Galloway. He didn't get the benefits.
That didn't work.
He went and got Roy Williams. That didn't work. The only one that worked is T.O. And then he ended up getting T.O. with that dude. I don't think T.O.
No, not as an overall receiver, but I think his impact can be TOS.
I mean, they both run. I mean, they both are tremendous with the ball in their hands. That's what really separates Debo from a lot of the other receivers is that when he gets the ball in his hand, he's literally a running back, Skip.
Okay, that's why I just showed you a 26-yard run for a touchdown.
You're not gonna get him.
Well, are you fearful that
I'm not fearful.
Yeah.
You're still the Cowboys.
If we got him, you would be in trouble.
You're the Cowboys. You're gonna mess it up.
The receiving core right now, it's sort of CD or
what do you got? What is there to love about your team other than the colors?
I love the colors.
Yeah.
Best colors in football. Right? Metallic blue, silver, white.
The star. It's a rating, not a logo.
Well, who's America's team? It's my team. Who is the most valuable team in the world? It's my team.
Your team.
Who's the most watched team in the world? It's my team.
What kind of value you give it? Do you value winning? If you don't value winning, the Cowboys is your team. If you value that, don't you be fooling with the Cowboys.
Who won the division last year? We did. Who's going to win the division this year?
You guys.
I hope it's us.
Are y'all gonna win? Are y'all gonna win the
I'll
NFC?
say this, Skip.
You never know.
You do know.
You're kind of matching